Why, hello, fellow YouTubers. It's Neko Power, yeah, bringing you Sephiroth 7655's top 5 Game Boy Advance games. Woo! Okay, first off, at number 5, we have Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. This game is a tongue twister. This game was a very fun RPG. It was a well balanced between impossible and too easy, leaning more towards the impossible side though. Let's just say that it was a fun game that kept me entertained, and yeah, turn-based RPG. You have different kinds of attacks. You get your hammer, your special ability like fire and thunder. Kept me entertained for a while. Had a bunch of extra things, and it took me longer to beat than I thought it would. Took me about 30 hours to beat. So that brings us to number 4, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. This game was underrated, I think, the time it came out, and I think it still is underrated today. It may have been a downgrade from the first Kingdom Hearts, but it was fairly addicting. It was a fun non-turn-based RPG game, which I don't like too many non-turn-based RPG games, but this was one of them. Yeah, you get to level up, and you have cards, and there's a bunch of different slates or abilities that you get from the different numbers that you have, and there's spells and stuff like that. I suggest this game if you like Kingdom Hearts and you want to get the full storyline of Sora losing his memory and Roxas being born, or yeah, getting his memories. And yeah, and that puts us at number 3. We have Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This game was probably the 3rd hardest Zelda game. It's 3rd on my list, and it's the 3rd Zelda game created. That's 3 threes in a row. It's like magical mysteries and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, if you didn't know, The Legend of Zelda is my favorite game series, and Kingdom Hearts is my 2nd favorite game series. Just to let you know. And well, yeah, this game has pretty rad graphics. The graphics are really good for the SNES, although no, this is the Game Boy Advance version, of course. They released that right after, I believe it was after Wind Waker, I think. Well, anyways, besides the point, it had lots of items, and I think it was really a breakthrough in The Legend of Zelda, and it definitely rubbed off from some of the games that we have today. And it had some of my favorite items, like the hookshot, and yeah, it had a lot of really cool items. And yeah, it was made in the mid '90s, and it's just incredible. And yeah, and at number 2, we have probably one of my all-time favorite games, all time. Not joking. I've ever spent on any video game. Sorry if my voice cut off a little bit. It's my bad editing software. Damn you, Macs. Yeah, I'm forced to use this Mac because I still am in my parents' house. Yeah. So yeah, this is probably my favorite video game ever. One of them at least. And I've spent almost 3 hours on this game. Well, then again, that was whenever I was a little kid, and yeah, this game brings back a lot of nostalgia, speaking of being a little kid. Well, let me describe how complex this game is. There's 5 races: the Noamu, Moogle, Vera, humans, and I forget their name, but they look like a lizard, but whenever you call them a lizard, you're not supposed to call them a lizard. It'll also get pissed off at you, which is actually in like the first mission, or the first ever yeah, mission. And there's hundreds of weapons, hundreds of helmets, hundreds of armor, shields, accessories, items. There's tons more. The one bad thing about this game is the freaking laws. They have a lot of laws in this, and if I go to jail one more time, I swear I'm going to freaking go to a Jagged and lose on purpose. And what could possibly beat this game, you might ask? At number 1, we have Fire Emblem 7, The Blazing Sword. All I have to say about this game, it's freaking amazing. I haven't spent as much time on this as I spent on Final Fantasy, but I have beaten it more times. I've only beaten Final Fantasy probably 2 times, and I've beaten this game about probably 2 or 3 times on Elliewood's Quest. I beat it probably 4 or 5 times on Lynn's, and I beat it about 1 time on Hector's. This game also brings back a lot of nostalgia, but puts out a challenge. There's just a beauty about this game. It's just a beautiful game. It's definitely challenging. It's really hard. If you die in it, you can't get your characters back, and that really just makes it a really hard game. And yeah. And by the way, if you have any yeah, that basically concludes my video. So if you have any suggestions for my next video, oh, by the way, this is my first video. Yeah, so if you have any suggestions, just comment in the comment sections below. And yeah, comment on what I should do for my next video that has to do with video games, preferably video games. I won't be able to do any Let's Plays because I don't have any emulators or anything. But I might if I get enough requests. Yeah, so fair winds, YouTube, and I'll see you next time if I decide to make a video. Okay. Bye.